Took 4.5 years to get to the demolition of the bridge. We've had the 2 worst flood events in recorded history during the process of building the new bridge. Snow in May, that was a new one. Record highs, drought, record floods up north, and now we are at record lows, 5th lowest the river has been in recorded history. So I have had Mother Nature for extremes. This has been a fun job. We started back up again with demolition in the end of July of 2013 because we had a little gap in there to build the second half of the bridge. Because this is a bi-state bridge, we have permits for both environmental agencies for both states, and it's navigable water, so the Coast Guard's involved, the Corps of Engineers involved, and 2 environmental agencies. We have protected species. One is the sturgeon. It actually put restrictions that we could not take down the bridge in the water until after August 15th of this year. We also have the split-tailed sparrow, and then we also have the protected little brown bat. We also have a few other protected species that are in the river that the ecologists are all watching and making sure they're all right. And then of course we also have the railroad because it goes underneath the bridge. The contractor has had to build scaffolding to protect the railroad bridge, and so consequently as he's taking off little pieces he's having to protect the railroad. Also the bridges are only 28 feet apart, so as we're taking pieces we do have the traveling public looking at things, watching things, asking questions. And they're also starting to see pieces of the concrete deck being removed and dropped and broke up. Having a contractor that's green, that means he's recycling the concrete. He's actually taking when he rubblizes it down and he sends it to someplace that can use it again. It's like riprap, or they crush it to where they can use it back in concrete again. And then all the steel beams will be actually taken to foundries and stuff and melted down and reused again another steel. They'll take all the deck off up to just past the Missouri bank. Once we get to the high steel, they'll go in and they'll cut. They'll actually make precision cuts to make all of the places for the dynamite to work. Then he'll go over to the Missouri side and wreck all of that stuff down until they're ready to take down the piers that are in the water. We have 2 piers that are in water. The one in the center of the river has got to go down below the bottom of the river mud line about 25 feet. The Missouri River is kind of known for being muddy. I never realized it was a muddy river, but it's considered a muddy river. We also have scour holes, and they have to deal with the fact that scour holes don't have just trees and stuff and debris and washing machines or whatever happens to flow down the river. There's lots of other things that they have to deal with. So you have to have specialized divers that do that. And so actually these guys will dress up like a deep sea diver. You'll see the big diving bell on their head and the whole bit because they got to go down and actually deal with compressed air. You wouldn't think in the middle of Kansas, why would you have to do that? But actually in this river you have to do that. They're bringing in a lot of specialized cranes to remove the steel beams that go across the railroad tracks because there is restrictions that nothing can hit the railroad tracks, so we have to lift to make sure nothing comes down and touches them. We're bringing a specialized crane to actually put out on that barge that is on the shore right now. That'll actually go up and they'll be able to lift underneath it and take off pieces of that deck. And then you got a specialized piece of equipment that's going to go down and reach into that river and pull all of that stuff out. Once we do go to blow the bridge, which is what they call the blast date, the big day of we've all been anticipating. I have a lot of local law enforcement agencies have to close off roads, close businesses down. They're doing this by demolition by old school. This is not by C-cord or stuff like this. This is actually going to be the old style gunpowder running down the tubes. They light it on one end, it goes down the tubes, and then actually sets off blast. The roadway has to be closed for at least 30 minutes prior to the explosion. Then it has to be left closed also for 30 minutes after. So you're talking about commuter traffic, because there's a lot of people that do go to Kansas City from here because Atchison's not that far. And we have restricted space for even people who are flying over. It's like a big bubble, 1,000 feet, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. It just happens every day. I mean, 80-plus-year-old bridge is going to come down. This is part of people's lives and has been a fixture in their lives. Skyline's going to change. And for some of the older residents, this is a hard one. They're glad about the new bridge, but it's hard to see an old friend go.